Hey everybody, welcome to day 14 of 30 days, 30 bands, all live albums, Freefall special, where we're talking about live albums from my collection. And today we're going to discuss one of my favorite bands, um, band that started out in Toronto in 1968, formed by Alex Lifeson on guitar, John Rutsey on drums, and Jeff Jones, who was immediately replaced by Geddy Lee on bass vocals and keyboards. And, yep, we're talking about Rush. Of course, later on, 1974, Neil Peart would take over from John Rutsey. I believe because of, diabetes. I believe that's what he was suffering from. Check that out here. Yeah, diabetes, which is really bad. It's really a shame that he couldn't continue on, but at the same time, we got Neil, the great Neil Peart. So anyway, like I said, we're talking live albums here. Let me get my cheat sheet here. Okay. Now I'm just talking. They've got a lot of live videos out, but I'm not going to be talking about those. These will be just live albums. There's the first one we're going to talk about, released 1976, recorded during their 2112 tour. Of course, I'm talking about All the World's a Stage. And I don't know if you can tell, but this album is well used, well worn. I get this album without disaster striking. That little bit shows their first 4 albums there. I'll get them all in there. And of course, this would basically be the template for what would become not 4 year, but a 4 album studio albums and then a live album situation, kind of a tradition for a while. And on this one, it's, if I remember correctly, this is the very first Rush album I owned. Of course, like I said, this cover is seen sometimes. In fact, back in my partying days, back in my late teens, early 20s, found this lying on the floor with spilled beer. It was basically lying partially in spilled beer, and I'm like, I hurried and scooped it up and got it out of there. But of course, I wasn't really happy. I wasn't a happy camper. I was looking around to see who the copper was who knocked it out of the record rack. So anyway, of course, nobody would confess, of course. Anyway, great track listing on this one. Bastille Day. Seems like that was their main concert opener back then. Followed by Anthem, Fly By Night and In the Mood combo. And then side 1 ends with Something for Nothing. Side 2 starts with Lakeside Park, then 2112, which is great. The only thing I don't like about this version of 2112, it's shortened. Doesn't have, what was it? I'm looking for it's lacking one. No, it's not here. The Dream. I believe it's called The Dream. Oh, my heck. I think I would know this stuff. Okay. Yeah. The Oracle, The Dream portion. It does not include that part. And I just can't understand, as much as I like Lakeside Park, which is a great little song. One of, supposedly about a place that Neil and his family went to when he was a kid. Seems to me like they should have sacrificed that song and kept the entire track listing of 2112. Kept the Oracle in there. You got everything else except that. So, but anyway, it is what it is. It's still great. That ends side 3, or side 2, I mean. Side 3 opens up with Bytor and the Snow Dog. I love this version. It's just fantastic, especially where I think it's the battle, or after, not the battle, the battle's great portion, and then the part where after the battle where, it's just haunting, moody. Then side 3 ends with In the End. And side 4 got Working Man, Find My Way, which goes into a drum solo, and then ends with what you're doing. It's classic raw Rush back in their beginnings. But yeah, if you haven't heard All the World's a Stage, you've got to listen to this. I mean, it's just great all around rock. And, that's the thing about Rush. People call it, they're a hard rock group. Some call them heavy metal. I wouldn't call them so much heavy metal, though I would call them really hard rock. I've never categorized Rush really as a heavy metal band. So, yeah, progressive rock. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Progressive rock, hard rock, but heavy metal, maybe a little bit, but not much. But still, check out All the World's a Stage. Fantastic. Yeah, moving on here to the next one. Okay, released October 1981 from their Moving Pictures tour. Yeah. Now this one, I'm not so impressed with. In fact, if I was to rank these, this would be my last, would be dead last. Though it's still good. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. It's just, it could have been a little bit better. Of course, I'm talking about Exit Stage Left. Again, that's great how they've incorporated albums that the songs come. Kind of reminds me of Live Evil. You got Crest of Steel, Moving Pictures, Girl with the Kings, Hemispheres, Fly By Night right here, Owl, Permanent Waves. Basically all the albums that the songs were from. Starts out with the big bombastic Spirit of Radio, one of my favorite all-time Rush songs. Red Barchetta, wonderful. Love that song. It's another one of my all-time favorites. YYZ includes, of course, the drum solo and side 1. Then you get into side 2, a passage to Bangkok. They never play Bangkok. Well, obviously they do. That leads to Close to the Heart. Close to the Heart, I don't like the studio version, and this version I don't like. But there is one version I love that's to come. Beneath, Between, Behind, great. Though I'm not one of my favorites. Still a good song. Jacob's Ladder. Wasn't very big fan of it on the studio album, but here is great. That ends side 2, side 3, Brunsbane. Basically Alex Lifeson tricking out on the guitar. The Trees, another favorite. Xanadu. Not a big fan of Xanadu, but it's still a fantastic song. Haunting, Moody. That ends side 3. Side 4's got Free Will. Free Will, I like it. I'm not 100% fan of it, but it's still a great song. There are times I love to listen to it. Other times, not so much. Of course, then Tom Sawyer, one of the songs that a lot of people love or a lot of people hate. I don't hate it. I just don't listen to it very much. And then, of course, ends with La Villa Stranagato. I'm speaking of La Villa. I remember I had it on 8-track, and we were in my friend Dwayne's car, and I said, check this out. So we're listening to it. We got to this, and here as well on the studio version, it has Alex on the guitar, acoustic guitar, and Dwayne's like, what the hell are we listening to? Turn that off, man. That sucks. And I go, dude, just be patient. No, he wanted to pull it was an 8-track tape, and he wanted to pull the tape out. And I told him, dude, just be patient. Well, by the time it was said and done, he loved the song. So that little bit when you're a teenager, sometimes when they do these strange little bits like that, which, nowadays I love, is part of the song, it just sets it up. Back then, those little bits kind of had a negative effect on you. Kind of said, well, you're like, what is this? I don't like this. It's something that my parents would like. So, but anyway, like I said, not my favorite live album. Been a while since I listened to it, but still good tracks. I still think it could have been a little bit better, but anyway, check it out. Stage left. Whoop, backwards. Okay, the next one. This one doesn't get a lot of love. This one would be my third. Would be in third place if I was to rank these. When it first came out, I liked it. It's really hasn't aged well, especially with a lot of Rush fans. But anyway, it was recorded on their, I believe their Hold Your Fire tour. Because I'm talking about a show of hands. Like I said, it doesn't get a lot of love. Basically because it was made during their more electronic Rush period. Especially during the tour supporting one of the albums that a lot of people really don't like. Uh, uh, Hold Your Fire. I don't mind Hold Your Fire. I quite like it. Uh, got some great songs on it, though. I have to agree, it could have been a little bit better. They could have had more of a harder edge to it, but it is what it is. It starts out with The Big Money, another song that doesn't get a lot of love, another often album doesn't get a lot of love, but still a great album. Subdivisions, The Sign of What Was to Come, off the no, I can't think of it. Signals album, Signals. Marathon, uh, favorite of mine. Turn the Page is okay. Manhattan Project. That song I loved when I first heard it. Now it's okay. It's not a favorite. Mission, I love that one. Distant Early Warning. Uh, Fantastic song. I love that song. Love it. Love it to death. That one of the many Rush song I can't get rid of get sick of. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of it either. Mystic Rhythms is good. Witch Hunt, another favorite. Haunting. The Rhythm Method, of course, you got to have the drum solo. Wouldn't be a live Rush album without Neil's wonderful drumming. Force 10, great song, though still, one of those songs don't get a lot of love. Time Stands Still, I love that song. Red Sector A, another great, then Closer to the Heart. All in all, good track listing, though a lot of people, not so much. The live video has some different tracks. I know it has 2112 on it. They just do they don't do Overture. They just do Temple of Cygnus. Just part of it, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So anyway, what do you like? These songs, a lot of these songs are just some of them. You should still check this out. It's still a solid, good Rush live album. But yeah, like I said, it could have been better in this time period. They could have had a harder edge, but they were, like a lot of bands back then, trying to fit in with what other bands were doing. Come close. Not without copying. Coming close, trying different things. And if you don't try different things, you're always going to wonder, well, what if we did this or did this or did that. A lot of wonderful things have come from bands trying different things. Horrible things have come from bands trying different things. So, but you never know until you try. And I'm always for trying new. And if it doesn't work, you can always go back and do what works. So anyway, let's move right on to the last. Okay. This album was recorded during their Test for Echo tour. It was the very first concert tour I saw Rush. Can't talk today. Saw Rush on back in '97. This was released, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, November 10th, '98. It was right before they went on a long hiatus. I think Neil lost his father, and some other things were going on in Neil's life. And in fact, there was a point right there where a lot of people thought that Rush was done, but eventually they came back. Of course, I'm talking about different stages. Now, this one is uh, fantastic. I mean, it's loaded. I mean, loaded with classic Rush. And deep cuts. Starts out with Dreamline. Fantastic concert opener. Then goes to Limelight. Limelight, I'm not really a big fan, but it's still great. Driven's fantastic. Bravado, fantastic. Animate, great song. Show Don't Tell. One of the few songs from that album, Presto, that I like. The Trees, of course. Nobody's Heroes, great. Close to the Heart. If you want to hear a fantastic version of Close to the Heart, I know a lot of people don't like that song. You know, I don't care for it very much from the studio version or the other live versions, but this one is killer. I just love this version. I mean, they just change it up. It's fantastic, and that's what you go to a concert for. If you want to hear the same old, then play the same old thing, well, go listen to the album. But when you go to the concert, it's there to hear different things or songs done differently, and they do a different version of "Close to the Heart." It's just awesome. It's 5 minutes 13 seconds long. Then that goes into 2112, the whole 2112. This version of 2112 beats the one on All the World's a Stage. Not just because it has Oracle, the Dream, but because of the way it sounds. It's heavy, it's raw. I mean, it just blows my mind. This is the reason why I went to this concert when they were doing on this concert tour. When I heard they were doing the whole 2112, I had to go see it. I'm so glad I did. It was just, it blew my mind. It was a wonderful night. That ends disc 2, disc 1. Disc 2 starts out with Test for Echo. It's a good song. I'm not a big fan, but still a great song. Analog Kid, awesome, hard rock, rocking. One of the hardest songs off of Signals, as far as I'm concerned. One of my all-time favorite songs. Free Will's, great version of Here. Roll the Bones. A lot of people don't like that song or the album. I love Roll the Bones, even the little rap portion in it. Stick It Out's great. Resist. Leave That Thing Alone. The Rhythm Method. Natural Silence. Another mind-blowing song. I mean, Natural Silence. Like I said, I was in seventh heaven when I saw him on this concert. There's a concert tour, worth waiting for. It was this. I was not disappointed. With Natural Silence, it's awesome. Force 10's great. Of course, it ended all with Spirit of Radio, Tom Sawyer, and YYZ. It was just awesome. So anyway, this comes with just 2 discs. Let me show you the. See it all there. Whoop. Best if I held it up. Now, this was recorded A lot of these songs were recorded on their previous tour counterparts, but the majority was recorded on the Test for Echo. That center picture is from their Farewell to Kings tour, which is included right here. Live at the Hammersmith Odeon, February 20th, 1978. Includes, of course, starts out with Bastille Day. Goes to a shorter version of By Toward the Snow Dog that leads right into Xanadu. Farewell to Kings. Great version here. Something for Nothing. Cygnus X1. Another one of my all-time favorite songs. They just hammer people with that song. Anthem. Working Man. Of course, another favorite. Concert favorite. Fly By Night, In the Mood, and Cinderella Man. Which Cinderella Man I'm not a big fan of, but still a decent Rush song. Can't get much better than that. Three awesome discs of live music. Let's see. We have a booklet here. Of course, this one's one of those fold-out things that I don't really care for, but I'll show it to you anyway. Yep. Yeah. Rush is just one of those bands that you just, well, I can't get enough of one at a time. And there are my, open this wrong here. Top 10, not my top 5 bands of all time, favorite bands of all time. So, anyway, that's pretty much what I have in my collection. Live videos I have is Rush at Rio. I do have that one. R30, 30th Anniversary World Tour, I do have that one too. I got a Grace and Departure, I don't have that one. Snakes and Arrows Live, I don't. Time Machine, 2011 live at Cleveland, don't have that one. Clockwork Angels Tour, I want to get that one. I just haven't got around to doing that. And R40 Live. I mean, it's just too bad that we had to lose Neil so early. What a fantastic drummer. What a fantastic guy. I mean, Neil was an awesome guy. I didn't know him personally, but from interviews and listening to him talk. I mean, and Geddy and Alex, they're awesome individuals. I would just be honored to meet them just once. Of course, unfortunately, I won't be able to do that with Neil. But maybe in the next life, who knows? So anyway, and if I was to rank these, I wanted to get off. This would be my number 1, followed by All the World's a Stage, and then this would be my number 2 or number 3, and then my number 4 would be this one. A lot of people say, well, why would you put Exit Stage Left dead last, Davies? Well, probably because I don't reach for it that much. I like these other ones a lot better. I know some people are going to just find this fascinating. I'd like this better than that. I really, it's not, it's just, well, it's hard to explain. It's just one of those things. And of course, down the road, things could change. It's one of the things about music. One day something doesn't ring true to you, and the next day, hey, I'm all in. So anyway, that's my little ranking right there. So anyway, uh, please please subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. I would like to see your comments about Rush. Maybe do your own ranking of their live stuff. That'd be really interesting to see. I'd love to see it. So anyway, have a good weekend, and we'll see you on the next one Sunday morning, day 15, and we'll see y'all then.